नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे. Welcome everybody. In last discussion I mentioned about the practicing the yoga in the modern age. In the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna explains to Arjun the steps and the qualification of the yoga and what should be done and what should not to be done. Lord Krishna explains vividly in the 6th chapter that step by step he is explaining what is asana and how can we arrange for asana. Then Ashtanga Yoga, he is describing the system of the eightfold yoga system. It is called in Sanskrit as Ashtanga Yoga. So first Yam, Niyam, then Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dhyan, Dharana and Samadhi. These are the 8 steps of eightfold yoga system, which is called as Ashtanga Yoga. So Lord Krishna is explaining, but after explanation of this yoga system, Arjun immediately says that it is not possible to me to execute this yoga system into my practical life because I am a grihastha person and I am engaged in the administration affairs. So it is not possible to me to carry out this eightfold yoga system. And he also tells that mind is very uncontrollable thing, uncontrollable entity, and he says that chanchalam hi mana krishna pramati balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayuriva sadushkaram. Means this mind is so flickering and so unsteady in nature, so that it is even if I control the air, the you can say the current of the air, I have ability to control the air, but I have no ability to control my mind. This is that much extent unsteady in nature. So Arjun immediately denied this proposal that I cannot execute this process into my life. Tell me the simple process by which I can elevate my consciousness or elevate my self. So this process was explained by Krishna that Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, or in the last verse of the 6th chapter, that Yoginamapi Sarvesham Madgate Antaratmana Shraddhavan Bhajate Yo Mam Samayukta Tamamata. Means the highest yogi, the highest perfectional yogi is the one who is constantly thinking about me. Shraddhavan Bhajate Yo Mam. So, who is constantly engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. That is the first class yogi, that is the highest perfectional yogi. And how can we 24/7 engage in the Lord service by chanting His holy name. This process is prescribed by the Lord Chaitanya, the incarnation of Lord Krishna himself, that Hare Nam or Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. He propounds uh, the process for modern age. How can we elevate ourselves in this Kali Yuga, which is age of hierarchy and hypocrisy? The qualification of the persons in this Yuga is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, that Kalo Manda Sumand Matayo Manda Bhagya Upadrita Prayana Alpa Ayushya Kalo Asmin Yuge Jana Pray Manda Sumandamatayo Manda Bhagya Upadrita. So these are the qualification of the jivas. So these persons, these all the fallen condition living entity cannot implement, cannot execute the process of Eightfold Yoga system, Ashtanga Yoga, in their routine life. So by mercifully, Lord Chaitanya explains this process, which is very easy and which is very accessible and simple to implement in our life. So I discussed this process in the form of various chapters that Prabhupada is trying to explain, that super consciousness, what is the difference between consciousness and super consciousness, and the appearance of Lord Chaitanya chanting, the reason behind Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting, and what should be the mood of chanting, that I discussed in last discussion. Then meditation and the self within. There was one discussion between one of the person from from Africa and Srila Prabhupada. He is asking various questions, and Prabhupada had given the answer to that. And that discussion I discussed in the last discourse. And today I will discuss about declaring ourselves on the God. Second one, the peace formula. Third one, the spiritual communism. And fourth one, the tiny world of modern science. These are the chapters from the book of Science of Self-Realization. So far, I have discussed up to 24th chapter, and today I will discuss 25, 26, 27 and 28 chapter of this book, Science of Self-Realization. So let's start to discuss. Okay, first chapter is the declaring our dependence on the God. As far as the Bhagavad Gita is concerned, in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned that we are all spirit soul. We are not this body. Dehinosmin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhirastatra namunyati. And avinashi tu tadviddhim yena sarvam idam tatat vinasham avyasyasya na kasit kartum arhasi. In these two strong words of the Bhagavad Gita, 13 and 17 verse of second chapter, Lord Krishna says that we are different. We are a conscious being, completely different from this body, because we have seen that as soon as the spirit soul, as soon as the living force goes out from this body is almost a dead matter, lump of dead matter. It is a corpus. It has no ability to move the thing. When I, as a spirit soul, when I am comes out from this body, at that time my eyes has no ability to blinking. So this is the evidence that spirit soul resides in the particular material body. And this is the distinction between living body and dead body. And the point that I am making is, we are spirit soul, and we are part and parcel of the super soul or supreme personality of Godhead. Based on this relationship, we are completely dependent on the God. Yesterday I was hearing, sorry, today in morning I was hearing that ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां हृदयेशे अर्जुन तिष्ठति भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि यन्त्रारूढानि मायया means Ishvara, the super controller of the entire universe is residing in the heart of the living entity. That means uh, being a part and parcel of the Lord, we are also residing with Him. But the distinction is without sanction of the super soul, the living entity, the soul cannot do anything. To do any of the tasks, we should have the recommendation or or sanction to perform the task. It is so we are entirely totally dependent on the supreme personality of God, on the supreme Lord. It is not that whimsically we are doing, or this world is moving by chance. It is automatically moving. No, this is this world is moving by the sanction of the God, by the superintendence of the supreme Lord. It is not moving. So the title of this chapter is the our dependence on the God, dependence. So in this chapter there is a discussion, two-way discussion between BTG Back to Godhead editors and the Prabhupada. So there are various, you can say, proverb and the belief in the America that all men are created equally, all men are created equal, one nation under God, and we trust in God. So there are various assumption or belief about the God. First, the BTG editors says to Prabhupada that all men, there is a Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson, the person, well known revolutionary. He says that all men are created equally by God. So everyone has right to live. Everyone has has rights to for justice, to live liberally. Liberty is the right of the all men. No doubt, all men are created equal, and we are all spirit soul. On that platform, we are equal on same platform. But here Prabhupada argues that if animal is not animal are not treated as on the platform, on the similarity of the man, then it is the wrong philosophy. The philosophy says that all mens means only the particular human, not of the animal. So here Prabhupada counter argues that animal has also spirit soul. They are also a living entity. So we can not withdraw the rights of the animal because they are also living entity. The government should have responsibility to treat each and every animal as the human, because they are also the resident of the country. In Sanskrit it is called as praja. Praja means the person who borns in the province of that government, that is called praja. And the praja, the owner of the praja, means the emperor or the governor or the president has a responsibility to take care of the entire praja or entire living entity in his kingdom or in his province. So here Prabhupada argues that it is a wrong philosophy, and government does not have a right to choose the occupation of the person. If the government is not perfect, then it has no right. But if government is perfect, then it has a right to decide the occupation of the individual person. Suppose the person who is extraordinary talented in the administration affair, then that person should be recruited to handle the entire affair, administration affair of the country or of the nation. So this is the what is called, this is the ability of government to choose that person. In that way, government has a right to choose the, you can say, the working of the person. In the varnashram system, it was there. There was a four varnas and four ashramas. That is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, that chaturvarna maya srishta gunakarma vibhagasya. It means these four kinds of varna and ashram, four kinds of varna means brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya and kshudra, and four ashramas means brahmachari, vanpras, grihast or sannyas. So these are the four ashramas. These four class of varnas, they are designed on the platform of spiritual understanding, how to cultivate ourselves, how to elevate our consciousness. So that is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, that chaturvarna maya srishta gunakarma vibhagasya. And in another phrase, Lord Krishna says that these four kinds of system, these four kinds of varna and ashrama, that are made by me, but I am not belong to this, because the Lord is the transcendental. He is above from these three modes of material nature, and these varna and ashramas, they are under the three modes of material nature. So there is some discrimination among these four class, but Lord, Supreme Lord, is the above of these four division of the society. So here all men are no doubt equal. All men are created equal by God, but according to their occupational duties, they are engaged into different affair, different tasks. Just like Brahmana, the intellectual class, is engaged to teach the entire societies. The Kshatriya, or the person who are in administrative affairs, it is a Kshatriya. This is their responsibility to rule the entire kingdom. And Vaishya means Krushi Gauraksha Vani Ja Vaishya Karma Swabhavaja, means it is the duty of the Vaishya, mercantile class of the men, to protect the cows and to govern or to do the business, Vanijya. And the another thing is Shudra. Shudra Karma means the occupational duty of the Kshudra is to serve the above three class men. Paricharyatmakam karyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavaja. Vaishya is the one who is engaged in the service of the above three person. So this is the ideal system of the society, and the society should be designed in this way, Varnashram system. It is called Devi Varnashram. It is not a mental concocted design of the society. It is created by the God, and if we run the society by this philosophy, then there will be the smooth running in the society. Otherwise, there will be the revolt. Here, one of the argument that editors of the Back to Godhead persons, they are asking one question to Prabhupada, that if the Kshatriya, the administrative class of men, if they are ruling, then there is a chances to exploit the citizens. So Prabhupada tells that in this replies in this answer of this question, that the person who is educated, who is the fully educated under the Varnashram system, that person will be only the rightful person to handle the administrative affair. If the person has ability, then only it will be given the um, ruling power of the country, because the emperor or the president or king is the responsible person. So if the person is tyrannical or exploit the citizen, then it would not be good. So uh, despite it is assumed that varnashram system, or you can say that uh, the it will be polluted after some time, because there will be the monarchy, then monarch will exploit the citizen, but it would not be possible, because the person who is on that platform, that will never exploit the citizen, because it is trained in the varnashram system. And the formerly the person who were ruling the country, they were called as rajarshi. Rajarshi means they were a king, but saintly king. Raj Rushi, they were so controlled, their senses were so controlled, and they were so devoted that he they were ruling the kingdom in godly manner by consulting with respective purohit or brahmanas. After that, they would take the decision. So that was the system, monarch. But here monarch is not prevalent. Here the democracy is prevalent. But after all, the democracy is exploiting the person in the form of the various uh, uh, taxes, and based on false advancement of the civilization on the platform of the materialism. So it is wrong thing. The second argument that Back to Godhead editors argues that one nation under God. Here, one nation under God. Under God means there should be some common cause under which they are acting, they are doing, executing their uh, respective duties. In the Vishnu Puran, it is mentioned that Chaturvarna, Varnashrama Vibhag, I forgot, वर्णाश्रम चार वता पुंसाम पुरुषेण परः पुमान विष्णु आराध्यते पुंसाम नान्य त्यक्तोपकारणम। और अतः कुंभी द्विजश्रेष्ठ वर्णाश्रम विभागश स्वानुष्ठितस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिं हरितोषणम। The common cause, we should find the common cause. Suppose this is body. This body has four parts. One is head, second one is arms, third one is leg, and fourth one is belly. To run this body very smooth manner or without any interruption, then this all part should be engaged in the respective function. Suppose this is hand, so it should be utilized to carry the load or to carry to do entire work which is which can be done by the hand. The this head part, this is brain. Brain means the person can think over the project or the process. So this is the thinking power. The hand is working power. Belly is the digesting power of the food, and the leg. Uh, we know that even if we do not have leg, then the body will work or the function will be done. But if the body is there, then there will be some. It will facilitate the function or facilitate the task. Similarly, these four varnas and four ashramas, they are the parts of the Virata Purusha. Mukha Bahu Uru Padebhya. Mukha means face, Bahu hand, Mukha Bahu Uru, and Pad. Uru means belly and Pad means leg. These are the four parts of the Virat Purusha of this society. But the main part is the belly. The brain will not ask that you are not giving the food to me, so I will not work. This is not the argument of the brain. The food will be given to only belly, not to the fingers, not to the hands, not to the legs. Why? Because the common cause is the belly. Similarly, the entire society will be classified into four classes. But the common cause will be the samsiddhim haritoshanam. Every person will be conscious of Krishna, that I am doing this task to satisfy the Lord Vishnu. Vishnu aradhyate punsam nanyatyaktatva karanam means Vishnu aradhana. I am doing this task only because of satisfaction of Vishnu, not of the another any cause. This is the mood of the person who is uh, true Varnashram system follower. Varnashram system follower. Yes. So here Prabhupada says that if here in this in current era, in current present situation, this is not happening, because we know that capitalist and the liberal class, there is already capitalist and communist, there is always fighting between these two class of men, because the common cause is not decided, or they are not working based on common cause, that everything belong to God. As soon as the person gets enlightenment, that everything belong to God, and whatever is allotted to me, that portion only I have to utilize for my own sense gratification. The one of the verses of Ishopanishad, that it is mentioned that Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kinchin jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjitha. Whatever is allotted to you, that portion only should be utilized for your sake. Ma grudakasya svidyanam. Don't take to any other's property, or don't encroach upon any other property. I will tell to another chapter. It is mentioned. And the third thing is, third argument, that this editor says that we trust in a God. Here, one argument that we trust in a God. So Prabhupada immediately asked again counter question, that what is the definition of the God, or what do you mean by God? If you do not know the God, then your trust in the God is only the farce. It is only the hypocrisy, that we trust in a God. We are showing this attitude, these feelings to the another person, that yes, I am the God once, yes. So it is not a showing thing, not a show bottle spiritualism. It's first we should understand the God. Nitya Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Atmasya Jantur Nihitam Guhayam. Nityas Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yovidhati Kaman. Means we are spirit soul, we are Nitya, and the God is also Nitya. We are part and parcel. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. Chetanas means the conscious, the singular. Singular is chief Nitya, and the Chetananam means we are also conscious, we are also living, and the God is also living. But the difference between ourselves and God is only the quantity. We are small living entity, and we are infinitesimal living entity, and God is the uh, we are finite and God is infinite living entity. The quantity is different. That is why we are allured by the allurement of the three folds of material nature very badly, and we have four defects. There is a condition living entity. We have four defects that uh, we are committed. We are supposed to commit mistake. We our senses are imperfect. Our cheating propensity and um, to be illusion. These are the four defects of conditioned living entity. So first we should take the knowledge from the scripture. After that we should understand that knowledge, and first we would learn. We will learn the science of God, and after that we will put our trust on the God. So this is the all about this our dependence on the God. I mentioned that we are spirit soul and we are totally dependent, because whatever is provided to us, that is not our property. Suppose you take any of the thing, this body, whatever property is allotted to us, whatever possession we have, these all the things that is provided to us based on our destiny, and it is not occurred at by chance. It is all under the sanction, all under the controlling power of the Supreme Lord. It is not happening by chance. So first we should understand that God is the controller of entire universe, and He is the sole proprietor of entire universe. And if we want to enjoy, we want to use his property, then we should take his permission. If we do not take the permission of him, then yo bhungte eva sa. If we enjoy independently, then we are not better than the thief. Means we are thief only, because we are not asking him whether we should enjoy or not. So this mentality is of thief. So we are thieves. Yo bhumte stena eva sa. So first we should take the permission. After that we should enjoy. Otherwise, if we independently, without asking, we enjoy the things, then we are a thief, because these are not our property, and it is given for some time being, for some time period. It is given to us for some cause, some higher cause, and we should fulfill that higher cause. Otherwise, if we misuse this property and all the possession we have, then we will be punished. Just like the citizen. Citizen is the normal person in the country, but if he follows the rules and regulation given by state or country, then it will be promoted. Similarly, if he if the person do not follow the rules and regulation, then it will be punished. Similarly, we are the citizen of Krishna government, godly government. So we should follow the rules and regulation given by scripture, and the scripture are the direct instruction of the Lord. So we should follow, and first we should take the permission. Whenever we take any food stuff, whenever we take anything, if we purchase our clothes, then we should take permission from him, because we are dependent to him, totally dependent. If he does not sanction, then we have no ability to do any task. So he is the only well-wisher, and he is only the friend to us. And there is a one poem written by one of our acharya, that Krishna Mata, Krishna Prita, Krishna Dhana Prana. So Krishna is your father, Krishna is your mother, Krishna is eh, your only relatives. Dhana Prana means you. They see Krishna is the soul of your life, and Radharani is the soul of your life. So We are totally dependent on the on the God or Supreme Lord or Krishna. Krishna acts the all attractive person is called God. If the God is not at all attractive, then it is not a God. Krishna is all attractive because the name of the Krishna is all and attractive. The person who is all attractive, that person is called Krishna, and that Krishna is the God, and we are dependent on Him. So this is all about this chapter, and in next another chapter, which is 26, the peace formula. This is based on uh, one of the verse of the Bhagavad Gita, peace. भोक्तारं यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति. This is 5.29 verse of the Bhagavad Gita, that uh, Lord Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. The conditioned living entity has a propensity to independently enjoy the things. We are trying to become enjoyer, bhokta. In the great mistake of the modern civilization is to encroach upon others' property as though it were one's own, and to thereby create an unnecessary disturbance of the law of the nature, as though it is of ours. The person thinks that I am earning. That is why whatever I have purchased through my earning, that is my property. But we do not know that this earning, this ability is also is given to us. So it's not our property, but we are thinking as though it is our property. This is the false conception, and we are trying to encroach upon our other property. This is the mistake, and we are creating unnecessary disturbance in the nature. So if we stop our propensity, then we will become happy. This is a simple formula. Bhoktaram yagata tapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram suyadam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shanti vrichyati. The Lord, Supreme Lord, is the only creator, and He is the only enjoyer, and He is the well-wisher to the entire sarvabhutanam, to the entire living entity, the society of entire living entity. He is the only enjoyer. As soon as we understand this truth, Gnatva Mam, if we understand this truth of Supreme Lord, then Shanti Mrichati, then we will attain the peace. So, first we should understand, because we are trying to enjoy the things. Suppose there is one person and he wants some property, but he is not an owner, he is not a proprietor, but he wants to occupy that property, and the another person who is also wants that property, then what will happen? There will be fight between two these person. Similarly, we are also trying to occupy the property which is owned by God, and the another person, that person is also trying to occupy that property, that position, that proper you can say the possession, property in position. So all these things, then there will be unnecessary disturbance. So first we should understand that there is a many wars, there is a fighting between two nations, there is conflict between two persons. This is all due to this is all due to uh, not enough knowledge of the Bhaktaram Yajna Tapasana. So if we understand this truth, then we will attain the peace. And in this situation also, we are uh, we are relishing the peace. The another chapter is spiritual communism. This is the talk between one of the professor from Russia and Prabhupada. So there was a discussion between uh, these persons. USSR, this is the Union of Russia, that they are trying to translate the Sanskrit text into the Russian language. There is a one community. There is one community, and they are trying to. So this is the discussion between Professor Kotovsky from the Russian Prabhupada. When Prabhupada first met into uh, Prabhupada first went to Russia, the governing situation of Russia was on the base of communism, and Prabhupada starts his discussion with one of the some of one of the comment. He read one article, one newspaper, and it was mentioned in the newspaper that uh, we are uh, we accept the new idea, something like that. So Prabhupada told that you should accept a spiritual communism. The title of this chapter is spiritual communism. Spiritual communism means communism means the communist. The communist theory is based on this understanding that whatever is produced by the state is owned by state. Means whatever you are doing, that is the property of the state. Similarly, this is a spiritual communism. Means this is the property of the God, and we should obey his order. This is spiritual communism, and best to fulfill this situation, we should have some format, we should have some designing structure of the society. And Prabhupada mentioned that formerly there was a system of varnashram dharma for varna and for ashramas, that I already mentioned into some time ago, that chatur varna maya srishta guna karma vibhagasya. This should be there in the varnashram system. And here also, Prabhupada and Prabhupada asked this question, that why don't you accept these ideas? Here Kotovsky, he replied that we are trying to translate many of the Indian texts into our Russian language. We have Mahabharata, we have Manu Samhita. That professor is telling, but Prabhupada says that you should translate the Srimad Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam is the cream of entire Vedic literature. There is a one verse spoken for Shukadeva Goswami, that I forgot the verse. यह स्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेक्रम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितीर्षतां तमोन्दम् तीर्थां तमोन्दं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगोह्यं तं नमामि तं भूयामि param guru muninam. This was the verses spoken by Sutta Goswami to his spiritual master Shukadeva. He said, Yasvanubhavam Akhila Shruti Saram Ekam. Akhila Shruti means the entire Vedic literature. Ekam, he has abstracted, or you can say collected the sar, the abstract, or what is called, yes, abstract of the entire Vedic literature in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, and he is explaining this Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. So this is the cream. Yasvanubhavam Akhila Shruti Saram Ekam Adhyatma Deepam. So this is the cream of the entire, after churning of this Vedic literature journey, this cream in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam has come. So you should translate this Srimad Bhagavatam to Russia, and Prabhupada back and forth they are questioning and answering. Prabhupada often mentions this point that you should implement the Varnashram system. Varnashram, that I already mentioned, that there is a 4 class of men: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, and every person has a responsibility, every person has their occupied duties, and there should be engaged in the respective duties to satisfy the Vishnu. Vishnu aradhyate punsam, or samsiddhim haritoshanam. Samsiddhi means perfection. The perfection will be attained if we are trying to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Only if then only it would be perfection. There is a one verse that Varnashrama Vibhaga Varnashrama Charvata Punsam Purushena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhya Punsam Nanya Tyaktotva Karanam, means this is the only remedy to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Then our duty will be perfected, because we have seen that we have served many person, but there is no solid outcome from their side. That means we are only wasting our time. There is one verse that Dharma Swanushthita Punsam Vishwaksena Tatha Suya Na Utpadayate Yadirati Shrama Eva Hi Kevalam. This is the only hard labor. If we do not follow this principle, this means to satisfy the Supreme Lord. So first we should understand, and we should implement, execute these duties, these responsibilities into our life. Then after we will become happy. So this is the one of the instruction to Prabhupada. And here Prabhupada also mentions that if a Brahman accepts the salary, it is understood that he has become a dog, because it is not accepted that Brahman also accept the salary. If he accepts the salary, then he is not a Brahman, he is a Kshudra, because he is receiving the salary just like a Kshudra. Paricharyatmakam karyam Kshudra karma svabhavaja. So this is the you can say qualification of the Vaishya. So Brahman should not accept the salary. Salary is accepted by only Kshudra only, not of the Brahman. These are the rules and regulations of the Varnashram system. And Varnashram system is so perfect that there is no much interruption, or there is no much impediments or problem. Crisis will come out. Just like here, we are not following the Varnashram system. That means there is a war between two countries, there is a famine, there is an earthquake, many huge natural calamities, natural catastrophes are coming. That means our ruling, our governing is not perfect. If we adopt the principle of the Vedic system or Varnashram system, then our entire natural, the scenario of the nature will be changed. So first we should understand that uh, this is the Varnashram system is perfect and it is propounded by Lord himself. So there is a no mistake, and there is an economical crisis, Arthik Katokati, economical crisis, and sometimes Nanakiya Katokati, financial crisis. So this crisis will always remain there because this government is imperfect. It will come to the wrong decision. Similarly, so we should accept this Varnashram system, and for that we should consult from Shastra. Uh, Shastra is a tricolor. Tricolor means it is good for past, present, and future, because there is the Shastras are aparushay knowledge. Aparushay knowledge means this knowledge is not explained by the one material Purush or the material person. It is explained by the Supreme Lord himself, and there is no mistake. And if you find any mistake, you will not find. But if you you can say find some controversy that it is not a right, not a right, but it is true after all. It is your based on your limited knowledge you are saying, but after all it is true. Prabhupada says that here touching of the stool, touching of the person stool, even if we touch our own stool, then we becomes uh, polluted, contaminated. So we should take bath immediately. But if we if we touch the stool of cow, then we will become purified. This is apparently it is controversial, but it is said by Vedas that cow dung is very pure. So we should accept because it is proven scientifically that it has some antibacterial quality, antibacterial property. So first, scientific knowledge is already experimented, and after experimented, it is written in the uh, Puranas and in the Vedas. So it is already experimental knowledge. We should not separately do any experiment, and we should make some hypothesis. First, it is the Vedic knowledge is already already experimented, and after that it is written. So uh, if apparently it seems that it is wrong, it is controversial, then only we should accept, because it's a tricolor. There is a no you can say harm to accept it, and it is a very perfect knowledge. There is a no doubt about it. uh, in the Bhagavad Gita 2.13, it is mentioned that we are spirit soul. Being a spirit soul, we are changing our body. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhiraspatra namuhyanti. So, I mean, the spirit soul is the person who is residing within this body, and after quitting this body, the spirit soul gets another body. So here, this is the some controversial thing between this Professor Potowski. He says that when the body dies, at the same time, the owner of the body also dies. Prabhupada says that no, it is not. It is not possible that when the body dies, at the time the owner remains same, but he accepts another body. Here the big scientist or big professor, he says that when the body dies, at the same time the owner of the body, means the spirit soul also dies. That is a wrong conception, because when the body dies, at that time the spirit soul accepts another body. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naro prani tha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Means as soon as the spirit soul quits the body, one and all the jirna body, after that the person, the spirit soul gets another body based on their past karma. It is just as the we are changing our cloth. If the after today night I will I will put on a night dress and I will wear out this shirt and t-shirt. Similarly, this body, when it becomes older and it's diminished, at that time we change this body and we accept the another. There is no harm to accept the another body, because we will get fresh body to enjoy. So we should understand that when the spirit soul or when the body dies, at that time spirit soul remains alive, because it is this spirit soul are living entity. It is not a material entity. Material entity, when the living force goes out, at that time material thing is only the lump of matter. It's not a moving. Similarly, this body is only the matter. First we should understand. But when the spirit soul goes out from this body, he accepts another material body. So this is the understanding of the uh, uh, this thing. Prabhupada was explaining to this person, but he was not accepting. And after that, Prabhupada says that when the person accept the Vedic literature, that means in the 4.34 it is mentioned that uh, if you want to learn any truth, then you should surrender unto any spiritual master. Tadviddhim pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshyanti te gnanam gnanina tattvadarshina. Means, if you want to learn this transcendental knowledge, then you have to approach a spiritual master, and first you should surrender to him, and after surrendering you will assimilate this spiritual knowledge. Tadviddhim pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshyanti te gnanam. Then after that, when you surrender, as soon as you surrender and as soon as you start to serve him, after that you will assimilate the transcendental knowledge. And it is not a one way thing. Here Professor Potowski is asking to Prabhupada that uh, our assimilating of knowledge is the way. We are not accepting the knowledge blindly. We accept, but if you do not accept the knowledge blindly, then you should not reject the knowledge. First you should ask. First you should have some conviction about it. After that you should adopt that knowledge. So pariprasnena means you should first ask, and after confirmation uh, you should implement that knowledge. You should accept that knowledge. This is the right way. This is you can say absolute way to assimilate the knowledge. Otherwise, if we go on dry speculation and ascending process of naiti, then we will not come on the platform of the absolute transcendental platform, because I already mentioned that we are conditioned living entity, and we are confined to four defects. We have no ability to gather true knowledge. When we accept some authority, some dissenting process, then only we will get right knowledge. So this is the right process, and if we do not accept this authority and whimsically we will manufacture things. Shruti smrti pranadi pancharatri ki vidhi vina ekanti ki hare bhakti utpate kalpate. This is the only the disturbance. There is another verse that यह शास्त्रम विधि उत्सृज्य वर्तते कामकारत न सिद्धिं अवाप्नोति न सुखम न परांगतिं. If you do not accept the Shastra Vidin means the instruction given by the scripture, the by Vedic literature, and if you whimsically make your laws and your rules and regulation, it will not be helpful. Not even in this world and not even in after when we quit this body. So it is very important that we should first understand and we should implement this system. So this is all about spiritual communism. And another thing is, another the last chapter is the tiny world of modern world. This is all based on discussion. And one of the words that I forgot, um, um, 9.32, that mamhi parth vyapashritya yepishu papayonaya striya vesha tatha kshudra teti yanti param. Here there is no description, there is no discrimination among the person, that he is a male or he is a female. Only the male can come, no female can come. It is not, there is no description. Anyone can cultivate his spiritual inclination, spiritual life. There is no there is no any restriction. And the last point Prabhupada tells, and this is the one important and you can say significant discussion that I would like to discuss over it. The tiny world of a modern science. The tiny world of modern science. Prabhupada starts his discussion by saying that it's it's a big mistake uh, committed by the scientists. They are accepting that matter is created by matter, not by living force. Uh, that, yeah, 1 minute. Specifically, he says the life is born from the matter. He says that life is born from the matter means uh, we know there is a sixth transformation of the matter. Uh, First, matter takes birth. After that, it will grow. After that, um, it will produce some byproduct. It will dwindles, and after that, it will die. These are the six changes that is happening uh, in the in the matter. But living things is the another thing. Living matter has six kind of transformation, but living things remains same throughout all transformation. Just like our body. Our body was born in any of the time. After that, this body grew. After that, for maintenance, we are doing business, and after that, this body will produce byproduct in the form of childs and dwindling. After that, the body will dwindle. It will grab. There will be some cracks, and this our skin will be somewhat what is called that, I forgot that, skin disease means there will be crunch in skin, in our skin, and it means dwindling. The matter has dwindling. Matter is dwindling, and after that it will die. So dehinasmin yathadehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehandara prapti dhirasthitra namunyati. This is transformation happens in the body, not of the spirit soul. So first we should understand this is the transformation of the body, not of the spirit soul. So this is the clear-cut distinction between living thing and matter. But here scientist argues that we are not seeing the spirit, because that is why it is not in existence. But in argument, Prabhupada says that if you take a pinch of poison, and if you inject only the 100 parts of that poison into your body. Although poison is not visible to you, but the effect of the poison is visible. Similarly, you do not see the spirit soul, but the effect of the spirit soul is visible in the form of consciousness. Consciousness is the symptom of the spirit soul. We should find, we should accept the things by its symptom. We should not whimsically, because the power of our eyes is very limited. It's either upper limit and no lower limit. It's the real resolution is defined between two limits. It means the things which is very minute to that lower limit, or the things which is very larger to that upper limit, it will not be visible to us. Just like bacteria, bacteria is not visible to us. That means it does not mean that bacteria is not in existence. Similarly, the spirit soul is minute in nature, minute in very minute. It is said that spirit soul is the part, the very, if we take the tip of the hair and if we cut down the tip into 100 part, and if we pick up one part and again cut, again divided into 100 part, means the tip of the hair, it is divided into 1000, sorry, 10,000 part, then one part is the dimension of the spirit soul. So how can we see that much small particle by this our eyes? This is not in our resolution, so we cannot see the spirit soul. We see the spirit soul by his consciousness. So first we should understand that, and they Prabhupada asked that if they do not accept the living force, there is a when Prabhupada ji was uh, making when Prabhupada ji was doing this discussion between Dr. Singh, Dhaul and Damodar Singh, then at that time he points out one tree which is dried off, and he Prabhupada says that which changes had happened to this tree that it is dried off. Dr. Singh replies that the chemicals which is there formerly, it has gone. So Prabhupada replies that if our chemistry is so developed that if by only the chemical is gone, then we have many chemicals. Why don't the scientists, they inject the chemical into this tree, and why they are not revived? Why they cannot revive this tree? The point that Prabhupada makes here, that living force. As soon as the living force goes out from the any material body, at that time it has a no creative power. Material body is, it has no creative power to do the things. So here, if it is possible that by only the chemicals this body is doing any activity, then we have many chemicals. It is not doing there should be some person who can react these chemicals. That means this entire universe, that is only a chemical, the lump of chemicals, but these chemicals, they are arranged, it's a choiced one. So they are arranged by the Supreme Lord, that what how the natural phenomena will occur, how the trees and plants will grow, how the oceanic energy, or the water of the oceanic energy, they are evaporated, and all the water cycle, all the oxygen cycle and nitrogen cycle, all the natural phenomena, they are occurring. This is not a by chance, this is based on one governing uh, you can say person. So here Prabhupada also says that there is a Achintya Shakti or or mystical power that was present in the tree, and when it left this situation and accept another at that time, although the matter will remain same, matter will remain there, but it has a no creative power. That it means the that spiritual spark has gone. Only suppose um, that tree only. When I come into this room, at the time there are many ants, there is many spiders, which there are many spiders, uh, and they are stick to the walls, and means there are many living entities over here, but that does not mean that I as a living entity, when I come out from this body, at that time this all will not this all will die. I individual soul, I have come out from this room. Similarly, the tree, there are many living entities, but the tree, that living entity, particular living entity of the tree, it is only come out. So, although there are many living other living entity, but the chief living entity has come out from that situation. That means that chief, or not a chief, but that particular living entity has come out. So Prabhupada here says that only that particular living entity has come out. So we should understand first that there is a individual living entity, and as soon as as one particular living entity goes out, that does not mean that remaining living entity will also die. So that was the one point, and here sign one Dr. Singh says that they do not accept into the mystic power or Achintya Shakti. Then Prabhupada says that if you do not accept the Achintya Shakti, then you should give some reason behind it, why this is happening. But this is not occurring. They are not giving the evidence, and still they are uh, put forward their argument. That means it is a wrong. You have no idea about it, and you are neglecting. That means you are not you can say solid proof. You have no solid proof. Another question that Karandar Das is asking, that scientific integrity. Scientific integrity means we accept the knowledge which is perceived by our senses. Uh, this is the Dr. Frog's philosophy. Here Prabhupada says that Dr. Frog means one of the frog is residing in the well, and he is measuring the water quantity of the Pacific Ocean, and after some dry speculation, he comes to the point that it is a big, vast amount of water body, which may be uh, 10 to 15 times or 1,000 times more than this whole. This is not a real assumption. This is not the real knowledge. This is based on experimental knowledge, and this knowledge is always imperfect. So first, we should understand the perfect knowledge, uh, and this knowledge is given by the Vedic scripture, which there is no defect in the Vedic scripture, and if we accept that knowledge, then that knowledge will be perfect. Here it is stated, um, one of the point that Dr. Singh is asking, that there is a one periodical named as nature. So that nature is 1 minute. There is one periodical and which is named as nature, but there is no any description of the god. They are telling about the chemicals, all the nature phenomena, but they are not telling about uh, god. So Prabhupada replies that this nature is governed by Krishna. In the 10th chapter 10.8, Lord Krishna says that aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. And this nature, mainly this nature, material nature, is consists of five elements, right? Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham, Mano, Buddhi, Reva, Cha. These five elements, it is composed of five elements. Bhumir, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham, Mano, Buddhi, Reva, Cha, and three gross subtle elements. And above, Aparayam Tastu Anye Prakrutim Vidyam Neparam Jiva Bhuta Mahabaho Yeyetam Dharyate Jagat. So, first year, Prabhupada, yeah, there is a one immediate cause and another one is common cause. One is immediate cause, means we are seeing whatever is happening by our perception. Suppose this tree is growing, but we do not know that there is a spirit soul which is part and parcel of the spirit super soul, and the spirit soul is connected intimately with the super soul, and means this that remote cause means the karan of the karan, the cause of the cause. The cause of the cause is the supreme lord. All the nature phenomena which is occurring into this world, this is based, this is under the superintendence of the supreme lord, and he is the cause of this nature, of the creation of the nature. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanana kaunteya jagat parivartate. This nature is totally governed by the Supreme Lord. So we should not accept that, we should not take blindly that this nature is working automatically, or it's working by chance, or it is created by chance. It's all as soon as we pronounce this word nature, there immediately this question arises that whose nature? This supreme lord's nature. This nature, there is a one verse that Mayatutam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. This entire world is the creation of the Lord. The jagat avyakta murtina. This material world is the avyakta murti of the supreme Lord. This is the non-manifested form of the Lord. So we should consider this nature as the energy of the Lord, and this is the discussion between Dr. Singh and Prabhupada. One another thing is telling about Darwin's theory of evolution. This is the not a good theory. The evolution theory is based on Karma Puran. Ashyato there is 84, there is 8,400,000 species of life that Atasho Ashayotaraturantsev Lakshane Jivajhatishu. There is 8,400,000 species of life, and based on consciousness, the spirit soul is transmigrating. There is a simultaneous creation. That it is not that after mutation from one species to another, these all the varieties of the forms of the life has come into existence. This is not there. When the creation is happened, when the creation was occurred, at the time only there is a simultaneous creation of all variety of the species. There is a one verse that Lord Krishna is the father of entire living entity. Mm. सर्व सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तया संभवन्ति या तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिर aham bija pradapita. Lord says that aham bija pradapita means I am the seed giving father of the all the living entity. So this is all about this tiny world of modern science. In next discourse, I will discuss about the another exploring of the spiritual frontier. Here, in that discussion, I will mention about the mainly of this understanding of the spiritual consciousness, that how can we make best progress, explore the spiritual frontier. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.